What is up, guys? It's your boy Torius back again with another video. Today I'm gonna be talking about all the mistakes that I made with all these girls that I ever talked to, right? So smash that like button, subscribe if you're new, comment what you think about the video, and let's get into it. Alright, so anyways, these are some mistakes I made with girls, right? The first mistake was gloating about girls, right? Just like putting girls in other girls' faces, right? I think it's so funny. I was so because I feel like girls gotta I feel like that you get the girls that you get because of your energy level, right? Because I be drinking this shit, right? This fucking Celsius, and that shit give me hella energy. Like right now I'm super energized, right? When I be having energy, right? When I be having energy, I feel like getting girls is so much easier, right? Like when you have an energy drink, I feel like that's why people do coke, because when you do coke or like coffee or some shit or like anything that gets you up, it makes you have more energy, and then girls are attracted to that, right? And I feel like you send out those vibrational waves into the universe, and then people, they feel that shit from like all over their fucking face. You feel me? So yeah, let's talk about all the mistakes I made with girls. First one was just putting girls in other girls' faces, right? Because I was listening to all these dating coaches, and they would always, on YouTube, right? And they would always talk about, oh, if you want to get a girl, you gotta, girls like dudes that be making, girls like dudes that other girls want to get with, right? Damn, I hate red lights because then I gotta stop. Girls like dudes that other girls like, right? So I would always think like, okay, if I want to get girls, then I gotta show off all the girls I get, right? I gotta make it seem like, oh, this dude gets a lot of girls, right? So what I would do is like anytime I had a date, I would just put it on Instagram. Anytime that I was out, like anytime I was just out, with a girl, I would just show off all the girls that I've been hanging out with and shit. Like, you know, just to make myself look like, oh, look, I have all these girls. And I remember, cause my biggest heartbreak I ever had. It's so funny how like when you have heartbreaks, right? It's always the girls that you just wanted to hit, right? It's always just like, oh, I'm just trying to smash, right? And then they end up breaking your heart and shit, your fucking heart, right? So it's always like those type of girls. But it's funny because there was this one, like, all right, so I'm just gonna say a story because that's, you know, like there was this one girl, and like, I was dating her or whatever, and I was working with her, and then what happened was that I would always just like be talking to more girls, right? I would just talk to girls in front of her face and try to make her jealous and shit, on purpose, and she could like kind of tell what I was doing. So because of that, she wasn't really fucking with it, right? She was like, oh, I can't fuck with that because you just talk to all these girls and you make it very obvious. And she even told me like, oh, I don't know if that's your game, that you just put girls in my face to like make me jealous or some shit, but it's lame, right? So she wasn't fucking with me because of that. So I learned my lesson to that, like, don't be like shoving these girls' faces. Like, if you get a lot of girls, it's gonna come off on your demeanor. You feel me? It's not gonna come off on like, you don't gotta say it. It's like what they say, show, don't tell. You feel me? Just show that you get a lot of girls. Don't tell everyone, hey, look at me, I get a lot of girls, right? That was my mistake. I was telling everyone instead of just showing it, because people can just tell. The second mistake I made, getting girls on the job, right? Because it's like what they say, don't shit where you eat. Because when I was working at a place, I was trying to get at the girls there, right? But the thing is that like I would get rejected sometimes, and I would just be like, okay, whatever, charge it to the game. But the thing is like when I got rejected, I'd see them again, right? So it would be kind of awkward. Like I would have, like there was girls I was trying to get at, and they would text me, they're like, oh, are you working today? And I'm like, yeah, why? And I'm thinking that I'm gonna see her, but I realized that she hit me up because she didn't want to see me, right? She didn't want to run into me. So I'll say, oh, okay, all right, bet. You know? It is what it is, you feel me? So, and a lot of times I would like try to get at a girl on Instagram or whatever, and then she would just come into the shop, and I'd just be like, that's kind of odd, right? It's kind of awky. I mean, the same thing would happen the opposite way. You feel me? Like there was girls that would try to get at me, and I would reject them. I would see them again, and it'd be awkward. So there's always two sides to every coin, right? But whatever. The third mistake I made with women was always being too available, right? Oh, no. Scratch that. The third mistake I always made was going along with their date ideas, right? Like whenever a girl would be like, oh, because what I would do is I would hit up a chick and be like, hey, come through to the crib, right? And they'd be like, I'm not going to your house on the first date, right? Like, I don't even know you. Like, I'm not gonna go to your crib. And I'd be like, all right, then let's go to here with so-and-so place, right? And then I would never hear from them again, right? Because they just tried my manhood and they saw that I wasn't man enough, because I was just like, damn, all right, you don't want to go there, then let's go here. And it's like, okay, you're not being the leader, right? It honestly, it took me from like No Jumper, right? It took me learning this from No Jumper. I was watching the No Jumper show, and AD was talking about you gotta let them know that you're the man, right? You gotta let them know, okay, I'm in charge. Because if you start going, like if they change the date idea, then it shows, okay, I'm going along with whatever you're saying. So that means that you're the leader, right? And it's so funny because that same girl that I'm thinking about, when I met her, it's funny how she was just like, I could tell that was her personality type, right? Like that's the type of time she was on. Like she was super into me and whatever. But I remember she told me like, oh, let's sit over here, right? She took me away from where I was so I can go to sit over there with her. And I should have seen that as the first red flag, right? Like, don't ever, like, if she says, oh, let's go over here, like, if anything, it should be you saying that, right? It should be you saying, oh, let's go over here. And I should have been peeped that, right? But whatever. The second, all right, that happened to me a couple more times, right? The next thing, the next mistake I made with women, let me see, what else? There's so many. I made so many mistakes. Yeah, y'all don't understand how many times I got my heart broke, bro. Like, the thing is with Instagram and shit, I've been meeting so many girls, and with Tinder and Bumble and all the dating apps or whatever. Let me see, what's the next one? Not going in for the moves, right? Not going in for what, you know? All right, so basically one time, yeah, just basically not going for it, right? One time I was hanging out with this chick, right? And I ended up tattooing her, whatever, at my crib. And then she was like, I could already tell she was into me, right? And I asked her like, oh, you trying to do nothing? You trying to do something later, like after this? And she was like, oh yeah, no. I was like, oh, you down to chill, like stay here for a little bit? And she's like, yeah, I'm not doing anything. Let's hang out, right? So I was like, all right, cool, bet. And the thing is like, we were just like laying on my bed, and I could tell that she was like waiting for me to like make a move, right? Like, cause she was just there and she was just expecting, right? But the thing is, cause like, what else were we gonna do? But I didn't make the move, right? And I didn't do it because honestly, cause there's two reasons, right? It's cause of Me Too or whatever. And second, I was really feeling her because she was cool, and I was really feeling her vibe, and I was just like, oh, all right. I kind of like her. She will make a good girlfriend, right? So I was like, let me try to respect her and not try to smash her right now. So I didn't end up smashing, and she got mad, right? Like she was like, all right, like it's so funny because she went from being all sweet and like to all right, let's go, right? And because she could tell I wasn't trying to do nothing, so she was just like frustrated. So I was just like, all right, I guess I'm gonna take you home. So that because the thing is, I didn't want to make a move because I picked her up and she was like an hour away, right? So that was a whole hour drive, bruh. I don't know, bruh. I feel like that's another mistake. Another mistake is picking up girls, right? Because sometimes you got to pick up the girl. Like it happened to me a bunch of times. You pick up the girl, and when you pick her up, she's you know, you take her to the crib. Sometimes you might do something, sometimes you might not, right? Like there's this one girl that I picked up, brought her to my crib, we smashed, but I didn't really like her, right? Like she was just like she was mid to me. I was just like, I was just trying to get a nut, you feel me? Like she was just for the night. But then I had to take her home, and the thing is we were stuck in traffic, right? And I was just like, fuck. Like, I didn't really care about like getting to know her. Like, we're just sitting there just in quiet, because I was just not really like feeling it. And I was just like, ugh. I was regretting it too. I was just like, damn, I should, like, why did I do that? And I feel like she could have felt that a little bit, but I don't know, it was just awkward taking her home, and I was just like, bye. It's like, yeah, you came through. I don't even know how I smashed, honestly, because whatever. But yeah, one other time I had to take this girl home, and she came to my crib, but she was being all weird and shit. And so that I took her home. Like, I drove all the way to the beach and shit. And I mean, the drive wasn't that bad. Like, we was digging it. Like, she was feeling it and whatever. But then she got mad at me because she was late to whatever she had to do, and she got mad. So I was just like, that was a mistake. So yeah, just picking up girls. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes you gotta pick them up, but sometimes it's better if you don't. And I got to where I need to go to. So my last mistake, I'm probably making a part 2. There's probably gonna be like 70 parts to this video. You feel me? Yeah, I made so many mistakes. But it's good that you make mistakes, because then you learn. This is the park I always take girls at. I'm just kidding. This park I play basketball at. I play basketball right now. So the 5th and final mistake that I made with girls is, drum roll please. The 5th and final mistake I made was not cherishing a good girl, right? Honestly, I don't know. Yeah, not cherishing a good girl. What does that mean? I should make that in the video. I feel like I'm making a brand new video right now. The last mistake I made was not cherishing her, or not really seeing what I had, right? Because I had this one girl, and she was always down. Yeah, she was really feeling me, right? Because at that time, the time I was talking to her, I would just smash a girl and then never see her again, right? Like, I was just having all these one-night stands, and I would just smash a girl. She would want to talk to me, but I wouldn't really. I would just be like, oh, I already hit. I don't care, right? And during that time, but there was this one girl that I was like talking to, and the thing is that I didn't really like fucking her because she was kind of annoying to fuck, right? Like, she was like, it was too much work to smash her, so I was just like, damn. But you know what? Now I look back on it, like, there's so many different types of sex. Like porn makes it seem like, okay, all sex is the same, right? But then you have sex with real girls, and then they seem like this isn't like the porn. This is weird, right? And this, damn dog, that shit's so crazy. So yeah, I didn't really like. She was cool. Like, I fuck with her. Like, she would bring me food and shit. I think I don't remember, but she would want to go do stuff with me, and she really liked me. But I was just trying to hit, and every time I saw her, I was just trying to smash and shit. She was cool though, but I just didn't like smashing her. So one day she gave me an ultimatum, right? She was like, oh, you know, I don't really see us going nowhere. Like, if you really want me, then you're gonna have to wife me up and shit. Otherwise, I'm gonna bounce. And I was just like, all right. Because the thing is, I would always choose her last, because I always knew she was available for me, right? I always knew that she was down to fuck. So I was just like, not just down to fuck. I always knew that she was just down to chill, like, whenever, right? And I was just like, whatever, if you wanna, you know. So there was other girls that would hit me up, or I would talk to, and I would always choose them over her. And you know, she would always hit, like, I would always be talking to that girl, but then she would always hit me up like, oh, let's do this. And I'd be like, I don't know, I have a maybe. It's like, don't be doing that, right? If you have a for sure thing with a girl, I recommend doing that shit instead of, oh, maybe I might do this, right? Like, if you know for sure you're gonna be smashing, and then there's a girl that's like newer, like, maybe she might be prettier, maybe she might be cooler, but I always recommend flaking on that girl than the girl that's down, right? Because it's more fulfilling. Like, you'll feel like, even if you don't really like her that much, like you'll be more, because I feel like if I had taken those opportunities to like smash her again, or like just not even just like, just take this out, say like if I had those opportunities to just hang out with her again, I would have, right, over the girl that might have a date with me but then flakes, right? She's like, oh, I can't because this and that, da da da, and I'll just be like, oh, all right. Like I would have just done that. So that was another mistake I made, because I be looking back and I'm like, damn, I don't know, because having sex with her sucked. So I don't know. I'm not saying she was ugly. She was pretty. It's just the sex was weird. But whatever. That's my little rant for today. Like the video. Let's get this video to 100K likes. Subscribe if you're new. Comment below what you want me to talk about in the next video. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.